What do you call a magician who has lost his magic? Ian. Did you hear that Aladdin had been banned from the magic carpet race? Yeah, apparently he's been using performance-enhancing rugs. What's 10 blocks long and has never had sex? The lineup for the new Call of Duty game. If people are going to judge me, they should at least hold up scorecards so I know how I'm doing. Growing up, I wish I had parents like Dora. They let that bitch go everywhere. The closest that I get to a spa day is when I'm draining pasta and the steam smacks me in the face. Experience. It's what you get when you didn't get what you wanted. Never, and I mean ever, argue with a woman. If you win, things might get even worse. I remember going to our family barbecues and my dad would serve us briquettes and say the marshmallows got burnt. What you talking about, Willis? Answering the phone, Sheriff's Department Fraud Division has sure cut down on the telemarketer calls. Let's forget about a long story short. I'm going to start saying short story long and take you on a journey you didn't ask for. Why is sleeping in considered lazy but going to bed early is not? I think I'm going to be starting the All Sleep Matters movement. If at first you don't succeed, try drinking a couple of glasses of wine. You'll be amazed at how much less you care. Freeze Mentos inside of ice cubes and then serve your friends Coca-Cola time bombs. What is a crackhead's favorite song? I wanna rock.
If you smell.
If the world was a jacket, where would poor people live? In the hood. What's a porn star's favorite drink? 7-Up Insider. When I'm in a brand spanking new relationship, my stomach hurts a lot of the time. Not from butterflies or anything, but just from holding in all of my farts. What you talking about, Willis? Did you know that line dancing was created by women waiting in line to use the bathroom?
Baby, lock them doors and turn the lights down low.
Hey, hell hath no fury like a woman who just spilled her guts into a 15-paragraph text and you reply with, K. Dating after 50 is like trying to find the least damaged thing at a thrift store that doesn't smell. Hey, autocorrect can go to hell. A big shout out to everyone except those people who call you to make sure you got their email 30 seconds after they send it. My sex life is like a bank account. No deposit, just withdrawals. Why can't the post office put Charlie Sheen on a stamp? 'Cause everyone would be afraid to lick it. Men. I saw a chameleon the other day. I guess it was a pretty shitty chameleon. Why are cowgirls bow-legged? 'Cause cowboys like to eat with their hats on. 9:30 a.m. me would be like, I think I'll roast a chicken later for dinner. And maybe steam some veggies and mashed potatoes. 5:30 me. Hi, I'd like to order a large pizza, please. My buddy set me up on a blind date and he said, hey, heads up, she's expecting a baby. So there I was, dancing at the bar wearing just a diaper.
Cha-cha, real smooth.
After a 2-year study, the National Science Foundation announced the following results on America's ball-related recreational preferences. The sport of choice for the unemployed or incarcerated people is basketball. The sport of choice for maintenance-level employees is bowling. The sport of choice for blue-collar workers is football. The sport of choice for supervisors is baseball. The sport of choice for middle management is tennis. The sport of choice for corporate officers is golf. So, as you can see, the higher you rise on the corporate ladder, the smaller your balls become. Have you seen these new street signs? My bladder thinks it's hilarious to wait until I'm all nice and snuggly in bed before voicing its need to pee. Person: I was born a man, but I identify as a woman, so who are you to judge? Coincidentally, I identify as a judge. By now, you all must have realized
one of these things is not like the others. One of these things just doesn't belong. Can you guess which thing is not like the others by the time I finish my song?
Fan: so, Arnold, you're not the Terminator anymore? Arnold: no, I kill bugs. I'm an exterminator now. What you talking about, Willis? Everything is made in China, except for baby girls. A guy I know got raped by an alligator. Now he thinks he's got Gatorades. Girl: my favorite number is 16. Guy: oh yeah, why? Girl: 'cause you get 8 twice. Did you hear that the Energizer Bunny was finally arrested? Yeah, he was charged with battery. Why don't they teach driver's education and sex education on the same day in the Middle East? 'Cause they don't want to wear out the camels. A little old lady entered the main branch of a large downtown bank with a large grocery bag in her arms. She told the teller that she wanted to open an account to make a substantial deposit in excess of $200,000. Further, she said to the teller, since it's such a large sum of money, she would deal only with the president of the bank to make the necessary arrangements. The teller looked in the bag and confirmed that it was in fact full of cash. He called upstairs and explained the situation to the bank president, who agreed to see the woman. The teller escorted her to the president's office, and the president invited her to have a seat, which she accepted. The president said he would take care of it personally, but his curiosity was killing him, and he said, "You mind if I ask how you happen to come into such a large sum of cash?" "Not at all," was her reply. "I bet." "You bet?" he countered. "Like at the racetrack or on a professional sports or on casinos?" "Nothing like that," she said. I bet. For example, I'll bet you $50,000 that by tomorrow morning your balls will be square." The president chuckled, but seeing that the lady had the funds to back up such a wild bet, he agreed. Now they shook hands on it, and she promised to return at 9 the next morning to follow up, and she left. As the day wore on, the president found himself frequently checking to make sure that all was in order down there. It was, but just as a precaution, he canceled his regular Tuesday afternoon golf match and went home early. The next morning, when he showered, he was actually quite relieved to find that nothing had changed drastically while he slept. He confidently headed for the bank, laughing all the way at the unexpected windfall that was about to become his. The old lady showed up promptly at the appointed hour, accompanied by a young man. When the president asked who this man was, she replied that he was her lawyer, who she always brought along when payoffs involving significant sums were involved. The president told her that, sorry, she had lost this particular bet, so the funds would be outgoing rather than incoming. She insisted on examining the evidence for herself, considering the amount at stake. He deemed it a reasonable request under the circumstances, so he stood up, unbuckled his belt, and dropped his pants. She proceeded to closely inspect his jewels for any abnormalities. As she did, the president noticed that her lawyer was standing in the corner, banging his head against the wall. He asked the lady, "What's the matter with him?" She paused her inspection long enough to glance at the lawyer and replied, "Oh, him? I bet him $250,000 that before 10 a.m. today I'd have the president of the bank by the balls."